We're back on Better Living with Dr. Wade Banker from Luxe Laser. We are going to talk about spider veins and varicose veins. What are they? I guess I don't know if they're the same thing even. What are spider veins and varicose veins?
Well, spider veins and varicose veins, they can be part of the same problem.
Okay.
So, spider veins are the small veins that you see typically in people's legs, and they're either blue or red, and it can be just a little bit or a lot of it, in patches and basically everywhere. It can also be in the corners of the nose. Varicose veins are the big veins. They're really big and they're distended, and they're part of a spectrum. You can get the spider veins from varicose veins, which is ultimately caused from venous insufficiency. So they can be part of the same problem or different. They can be congenital or acquired. In other words, they can be hereditary. Or they can be just get it because you're on your feet a lot. We had kids, gravity takes its toll. But that's kind of what they are and kind of how they look like.
Darn kids, they cause all these problems. I feel like people talk about them a lot. Is it a common problem?
This is very common. Almost everybody has varicose veins or some level of spider veins. It is very hereditary, very genetic. People that are on their feet a lot, nurses, waitresses, anyone in the industry that's on their feet a lot will get these, and even people that aren't get these. So it's very important that people come in and get evaluated because it can be part of a bigger underlying problem that needs to be fixed for medical reasons.
So what can we do to fix the problem?
If they are spider veins, we usually treat the spider veins with a very sophisticated laser. It's a one-of-a-kind. It's the only one in Toledo. We can literally treat spider veins on both legs in less than a second, hundreds of them.
Wow.
The laser fires at milliseconds, so at 10 milliseconds, which I usually use to treat these. I can fire that at least 1,000 times, and that's literally less than a second of time. And for the bigger varicose veins, we simply use another laser. It's a one-of-a-kind laser, and we simply close the vein that's insufficient that is causing the varicose veins.
Okay, so the big baby in me is going to ask, what about the pain factor? I have heard people say that these are painful to have, the spider and the varicose veins, or at least the varicose veins I think are sometimes painful.
Yes.
What is the pain factor in getting the treatment?
The pain factor with the treatment is very, very little.
Okay.
We use numbing creams, we have lidocaine, everything that you could possibly need to make this totally painless. This is a sophisticated laser. This is not the archaic ones. This is not injections that hurt and burn all day. This is a very sophisticated laser that can treat literally any spider vein on any part of the body, which injections typically can't do.
And then what kind of recovery time am I talking about? If I come in and have the laser treatment done 10 o'clock in the morning, am I out for a week?
You will be out jogging that afternoon.
Oh.
There
Well,
is
if
no
I'm gonna
downtime
jog.
with this. No downtime at all with these. When we do the varicose veins, it will be a little bit sore when we close the varicose veins. They're a little bigger, but typically people can go about their normal day and have no downtime at all.
Excellent. So then if it's caused because of your job, if you're a nurse, you could go back to work the next day. That's awesome.
People usually come in at lunch and get this done and go right back to work.
What kind of cost are we talking about for treatment?
The cost for this is very minimal. If you think about the cost of injections, injections have to, they inject multiple places. It's several $100s for each one. This is probably anywhere from $100 to $250 on a leg, and we can treat every spider vein, not just some of the big ones that can only be injected. Also, for the varicose veins, we only bill the insurance company. So there is no out-of-pocket cost for the patients at all for treating the varicose veins, which a lot of places in town upcharge the patients at least $2,000 out of pocket on top of the insurance, and we would never do that.
Well, and like you said, it can lead to other things, so it's something you need to have taken care of.
It is a very common problem, and it causes blood clots and pulmonary emboli and things like that people aren't aware of, so it is very important that they come in and get evaluated to make sure we don't have one of these bigger underlying problems.
I think that people think there's a misconception that it's just the look. They think that they're being shallow. I just care about these veins because of how it looks. But it's not just about the look.
Not at all. These people come in, how people come into me is because of the look. And they know that we have the best laser in town. They know that we can treat this painlessly. And so I look at them and evaluate them, and I'm like, listen, you know, this might be a bigger problem underlying, so let's evaluate it. So we can get people in right away. We do their ultrasounds that week, and we can evaluate the problem. There's no waiting, no downtime.
And that's what we talked to you last week about, another type of treatment that you do there. And there is no waiting generally. You guys are really good about getting people in right away.
Yes, we get them in right away. We realize that, you know, patients' schedules are tight. They need to work these things in, and we work with them. We do it on weekends, and we even work in the evenings sometimes if they need to be treated.
All right, well, if you've got some of those spider or varicose veins, get into Luxe Laser today. Let them check you out and get that treatment and get those taken care of. We'll be right back on Better Living.